What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Learning Out Loud series, Real Estate Edition. Now, you already know what brokers and brokerages are, so let's dive into the rest of the disciplines in real estate to see how the full team comes together to make real estate work. You have the financial representatives. They handle the banking, lending, financing, foreclosure, and accounting. Next, you have the service professionals. They handle the appraisals, inspections, title, and property insurance. And lastly, you have the education and development. They can range from surveyors to property developers to real estate instructors. Now, the first section we'll be going over are the financial professions, which is what some people may refer to as the money flow. It all starts with banking. Banking, they handle lending. This is where they issue mortgages to buyers for the properties. Next, they have financing. The financing is to help fund real estate projects and development. Next, you have foreclosure. Banks may reclaim property if payments are not made on time. And last, accounting. Accounting keeps all the money flows and tax reports in check. Everything in real estate may start with the lender. The lender is the first one to sign the papers to give you the money for the green light to go ahead and get your property. All right, now finishing off with the financial professions, we have the appraising services. These appraising services determine what a property is worth based on data and condition. The appraiser keeps their opinion neutral and provides a fair market value. So let's say a house is worth $300,000. The appraiser is going to go and verify that before the lender provides you the funds for a $300,000 house. Next, you have property inspections. They check the bones of a property for you. So they'll check the electrical, plumbing, roof, foundation, HVAC. They're going to check all of it to make sure that you're getting the best for your buck on a property and that there's no hidden flaws or anything out of the ordinary. So it protects the buyers from hidden issues and helps the seller make repairs before they close a deal. Now, this is important because a clean inspection can make or break a deal. Now, everything under the financial professions keeps a deal funded and verified legally. All right, now let's dive into the protection and legal services. You can also refer to these as the safety net. So first, you have title insurance. Title insurance, it basically makes sure that the property's title is clean and that there will be no ownership disputes or unpaid taxes. It also protects against any future claims. So let's say someone pops up and is like, hey, I own this property. The title insurance will basically take care of the legal costs. Next, you have property insurance. It protects the property from any damage. This could be fire, weather, theft, or any other losses. And it is required by most lenders before closing. So you can't own a property with a mortgage without having homeowner's insurance. So next up, you have the legal services. Lawyers and legal advisors, they set up contracts. They make sure the closings follow state law. They handle disputes, ownership transfers, and zoning and estate issues. So let's say there's a title issue or a zoning boundary issue. This is when you would need a legal attorney to step in. Next, you have the property management services. The property managers, they handle rental properties for owners. They collect rent, and they make sure properties follow the landlord to tenant laws. So basically, investors, they'll hire a property manager to save them the stress and trouble of having to do all of this themselves. Now we'll be getting into the land and education professions. You can also call these the builders and the teachers. So first you have surveying. Surveying measures and maps a property's boundaries. It can confirm where land begins and it ends. It is critical before construction or a sale. For example, if two neighbors argue about a fence line, a surveyor's report will help settle that. Property recording services are usually government offices, like a county clerk, for example, and this is where the deeds, lands, and titles get officially recorded. It makes ownership legal and public. Now you have property development. Property development is when a developer turns a piece of land into something valuable. These could be apartments, homes, or shopping centers. The developers also work with city planners. builders, and investors. They help bring a developer's plan to life. Now, the last two professions we'll be covering under land and education are the subsurface mineral development and the real estate educational services. So, the mineral development. Land ownership doesn't always mean you own what's under it, especially in Texas. This includes mineral rights like oil and gas. They can be owned or leased separately. So let's say you own a property, but someone else can own the rights to mine under your property. Crazy, right? Next, we have the real estate education services. These services include schools, instructors, and programs that teach real estate courses. Of course, all of these courses are approved by the TREC and ESAC committee. For example, before you take any licensing exam, you must go through an accredited union or program. As you can see, real estate is way more than agents and houses. You have a whole network of lenders, appraisers, developers, instructors, the list goes on behind the scenes that make real estate come together to keep the market running. Now, this will conclude video 2. You're learning out loud with Shavi in motion. So, if you like the content, hit that like button, subscribe for more. Video 3 will be coming soon.